What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be doing a quick review of Earl Sweatshirt's newest album, Sick. So I want to start off by saying I haven't enjoyed an Earl record this much in quite a while. His last two albums, Some Rap Songs and Feats of Clay, were creative masterpieces in their own right. They just personally weren't for me. SRS, when I first heard it, I loved, but I haven't really returned to it as much as I thought I would. Some songs did stick out to me, but not as much as songs from Doris or I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside. For this album, he started the rollout by releasing the single 2010, which I liked quite a bit, mainly because of the change of production, and I felt like his flow on it, he had a little bit more energy behind his vocals. The album opens with the Alchemist produced Old Friend, and to me this beat's just fantastic. No real progression in the beat per se, but just how Earl sounds on production like this, it just sounds so effortless. And the second song, again 2010, that I mentioned before, is a Black Noise produced record, and it's probably my favorite song on here. The imagery of his mom wearing Liz Claiborne while listening to Mary J. Blige was just dope. I think that's when Earl's kind of at his best. The first miss for me though was Vision. That was the one with his loopers. He is in the Bruiser Brigade with Danny Brown, and he's just never been someone that I've really enjoyed. I've always thought that he's a super creative guy, but just not really for me. And for him to be so predominantly featured in this song, I was a bit disappointed just because Earl's part was not nearly as long as the loopers. Another case of that is Tablarassa, which again has a lot more Elucid and Billy Woods than it does Earl. The only difference would be that I really liked both Billy Woods and Elucid on this track, especially Billy Woods' verse, the rhyme scheme he had going for "Bury Me in a Borrowed Suit." Like that whole line was really dope. One of my favorite verses on this project overall. Similar, the other track that I really liked was Sick. I thought that at first, the flow of it sounded like he was kind of like zanned out a little bit, but once you I spent a lot of time reading lyrics on Genius while listening to the album. I'll typically listen to an album once or twice, just kind of passively, and then I'll sit down and try to figure out the production credits and figure out the lyrics, things like that. And this one, for me, once I sat down and read the lyrics along with listening to it, it really stuck with me. His flow was great. Similar to this, I think Lobby, like the interlude song, the flow really stuck with me, and it wasn't a song that hit the very first time I heard it. I just kind of passively it just kind of mixed all together when I was listening to it. It didn't really stand out, but when I read the lyrics, I was kind of hooked. Another miss for me was God Laughs. I just didn't really like the beat or what Earl was doing with it. And the album ends with Fire in the Hole, which was produced by Black Noise again, and I just love the guitar on this song, and it features one of Earl's best verses on the whole album, in my opinion. So overall, I have the album at a solid 7 out of 10. It could be higher as time goes on, but again, we could see it. I could see it go in the way of how I felt about Some Rap Songs, where initially I really enjoy it, but as time goes on, I might not return to it. 2010 has been out for a few weeks now, and I've been listening to it quite a bit, and I listen to Fire in the Hole I've listened to at least once a day since the album dropped on Friday, so who really knows? But I enjoyed the record upon my first few listens. My favorite tracks were 2010, Old Friend, and Sick. Least favorite, God Laughs, Vision. Overall, I rated the production a 7 out of 10. I thought that both Black Noise and Alchemist killed the production. Really liked the mood that they set on this project. Lyrically, like I said, I upon first listen, will just kind of passively just take in things. And then later on, I'll sit down, go on Genius, read along to the lyrics. And once you kind of do that, especially with someone like Earl, who sounds like it's a low effort verse, but once you actually see like the intricacies in it, it's really cool. Especially like I said with Sick, I would go, if you listen to the album and you're like, oh, I can't believe he likes this song, I would maybe read along to Genius and give it another chance. As far as the melodies go on this album, I gave it a 3 out of 10. No real hooks on it, nothing like that. Sometimes like his melody on some of the verses were cool. The album cover, I gave a 6 out of 10. I don't really know what the album cover is. I'm going to kind of look like an idiot because it seems like it's really dope. I don't know what the 2 pills symbolize. I don't really understand if that's Earl wearing a mask or what's kind of going on, as well as the photos on the bottom. I would need someone to kind of explain that to me, but from just like an aesthetic point of view, I think it's really cool. For the features on the album, I gave that a 2 out of 10. Like I said, I really enjoyed what Elucid and Billy Woods did, but not the Loopers. My favorite verse on the album was his verse on 2010. Close runner-up would be the Fire in the Hole verse. My favorite beat, Fire in the Hole, of course, just with that guitar. Again, really like what Black Noise and Alchemist did on the whole project. So, like I said, 7 out of 10, very solid project. I'm excited to see what else he comes out with in the future. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care.